This is a help video for your Newsela Symbiotic Relationship article assignment. In Newsela, when you open up your assignment, you have your article. It comes up at reading level max, which is 970L. If it's not comfortable for you to read at this level, you can try some of the other levels. Pick one that works best for you. Also in Newsela, you have the read aloud function available. Start the read aloud function to have it read to you.
Symbiosis, The Art of Living Together, by National Geographic Society. Published March 14, 2019. Planet Earth is inhabited by millions of species, at least.
And then, after you read the article, you will need to complete the quiz questions under activities. Under activities, there is an ELA quiz and a science quiz. Each has 4 questions. I did not designate one or the other. You can choose. I recommend the science, but you can certainly do the ELA. If you do both, I'll take the highest score. When we take a look at the quiz questions, the first question says, under the science quiz, which situation would lead to interspecific competition between animals? So we want to refresh our memory about what interspecific competition is. In paragraph 7, we learn about competition, and it says that the struggle among organisms for the same limited resources in an ecosystem is what competition is. We want to know about interspecific competition. That's what we need to find. It says competition can happen between members of the same species, that's intraspecific, and between different species, interspecific. That's what we need to find. So we need to find competition, which is organisms eating the same type of food or the same prey. But those organisms need to be of different species. If we take a look at our choices, in A, we have gray squirrels living in hardwood forests and eating acorns, nuts, walnuts, and fungi. It doesn't tell us anything about another organism that's in competition and eating those food resources as well. So this is not competition. B says a species of jumping spider from Central America feeds on plants and animals. Well, this is only one organism. It's just telling us about the diet of one organism, one type of organism, one species. We need to have 2 different species for interspecific. We don't, so that's not good. C says river dolphins live in the Amazon and eat fish, while Maui dolphins live in the ocean and eat squid. Well, in order for there to be competition, the organisms need to be living in the same place. If they're living in different parts of the planet, then there's no competition. D says cheetahs and lions live in grassy savanna plains, so cheetahs and lions live in the same place, and both prey on gazelles and wildebeest. And they have the same prey, so cheetahs and lions are in competition with each other. And it is interspecific because cheetahs and lions are different species. Question number 2 says, which relationship is an example of commensalism? If we go to paragraph 4, that's going to give us information about commensalism. It says commensalism happens when one species lives with, on, or in another species known as the host. It says the host species neither benefits nor is harmed by the relationship. So the host is neutral. It doesn't get benefits, but it's not harmed, so it doesn't really care. We have a picture of a humpback whale with barnacles on its nose. It doesn't care that barnacles are there. It's not bothered by them. The barnacles get a free ride to plankton-rich waters because humpback whales eat plankton, and so do the barnacles. So the barnacles get transported to places in the ocean where there'll be lots of food. So for our quiz questions, we need to find a relationship between two organisms where one benefits and the other one doesn't care, is neutral, is not harmed or benefiting. A says pavement ants attack other ant colonies when fighting for resources. The attacks may leave thousands of ants dead. Well, those are two organisms in a relationship. Whichever ant wins benefits, but the other one is harmed. So this is not commensalism. B, it says cattle egrets are birds that live near cattle. The egrets eat insects in the grass that are stirred up when the cattle graze. So the birds, the cattle egrets, get food whenever the cattle move in the grass. The cattle themselves are not affected. There's no benefit to them. The cattle egrets, those birds, don't affect the cattle. The cattle are neutral. So B is going to be our commensalism example. If we take a look at the other options, C, a species of isopod eats a fish's tongue, remains in the fish's mouth to reproduce. The fish slowly starves to death. So this is not one benefiting and the other neutral. This is definitely one benefiting and the other harmed. And then D, bacteria live in the intestines of humans and get nutrients from foods that pass through. The bacteria help humans digest the food. Here, both benefit. Bacteria get a home and free food, and humans get help digesting the food. So there's a double benefit here. This is not commensalism, this is mutualism. This should help you get started on this article and quiz. Let me know if you have a question.